The next guy is again a sponsor of this resolution. He's from the Youngstown area. This guy's a fighter. Not only is he a fighter, but he represents a fighter, Kelly Pavlik, and you know, we just think that's the greatest thing in the world. we want him right here beside us, man. Senator Josie Giovanni.
I wanted to first thank everybody for the opportunity to be here, especially Donnie, Billy, and Joe. I appreciate that. Also, back in Youngstown, there's 3 union reps here that keep me posted with everything that's going on and get me up to date. We have Bill Patasak, Larry Felber, and Joanne Giantoni over here that have all done a great job getting me started in my first 3 months here. The bottom line is we got to get Americans back to work. And that's part of the reason why we drafted this resolution, is just to urge that. I mean, we have to spend this money that we're getting from the federal stimulus dollars on American services and American products. I mean, it's kind of concerning that we have to put a resolution through to know that we have to do that. But, you know, that's what we got to do, so that's what we did. I drive through my district on a daily, weekly basis, and I see everybody in Youngstown. I see people in Alliance. I see people in Carrollton. I see people in Denison and Yorksville that are all struggling right now. And it's hard to watch because everybody wants to work and they want to work because that's all they've done, and the jobs are just thinning out, and it's very difficult to watch. I grew up in Youngstown, and the way that I was taught was, if you go to work every day and you work as hard as you possibly can, you don't miss days, and you do what the boss tells you to do, you should be able to have a house, you should be able to have a car, you should be able to raise kids, and everybody did that. I mean, Youngstown has been beaten up a lot over the years, but even when I was growing up, you know, everybody still had that ability to do that if they chose to. And now that's the scariest part, is that people are sitting there wanting to do that, but they're not having the ability to do. But I'm confident that we're going to get that turned around, and I'm confident that time is going to come soon.
We had to do something in the state legislature with these resolutions. This is the first guy that I talked to right here, and he helped us a lot in getting the ball rolling. So, Senator Jason Wilson.
I just want you all to know that all of us in Eastern Ohio have this good of hair. If you don't believe me, Ed Good and Bernie Bourbon. That's good hair. We don't have good hair. Some more serious issues, certainly, but thank you all for being here and giving us the opportunity to do what is common sense and what is obvious. And we've always had a philosophy back home, and most of you probably know, and I grew up in the house of Congressman Charlie Wilson, which is you buy with your friends, you buy local, you buy state, you buy America. And it's a real simple philosophy. My family's been blessed for many years to be in business and to be able to have an opportunity to make a living. I grew up in Eastern Ohio, in Belmont County, Bridgeport, Ohio, where most of my friends worked at Wheeling-Pittsburgh Steel or North American Coal and Eastern Plating and International Harvester and Ormet, pardon me. But, you know, places where as Senator Schiavone said and as Sue Morano said, actually my dad worked at Lorraine Ford Motor at one time in his life and was a United Auto Worker. So understand and respect, you know, hard work and good work. And it's the Buy American proposal is obvious, and it takes the incumbent upon all of us, whether it's at the head of the AFL-CIO, the Senate, any of our positions throughout our society, is to remind people to do the right thing. I mentioned I'm a small business person. In our very furniture store, and we did an announcement a couple weeks ago down in Clarington, Ohio, at the steelworkers down there. But in our very furniture store, where today I hope people are in there purchasing furniture for their home, we signify every piece of domestic-made furniture with a flag. And I tell people all the time, we have a nice little sign there, but I say to people all the time, if you want to stimulate the economy, then buy that one, not that one. Donnie mentioned we've been together. We were there in Washington when we stood up for steel years ago. We know, I believe, that the gates to the White House are a little more oiled up since those years ago. But we have good leadership in our state, and certainly in our state here in the State House with Governor Strickland, the right kind of people at a difficult time in our state and our country, that if we work together, we stay together, we can do the right things and move Ohio forward. So thank you. I'm here to support you.
Very exciting to us. Because you know what that means? That means that, you know, all these little trips that Billy and I are doing, and the rest of the steelworkers and everybody else that's going around to their county commissioners and their city councils and asking people to support a transparency piece to publish any Buy America waivers, so other people in the United States and in Ohio will have the ability to use stimulus money to put their people back to work. If there's a waiver, they're going to make it a law in the state of Ohio. And believe me, you may think that's an easy thing to do, but believe it or not, there's people that are against this. There really is. And I have no better satisfaction that we get this passed in the House to call those people and say, by the way, you have to do it anyway because it's a state law.
Thank you. And as it was stated, this is going to be in the Ohio House budget. And I said today, and I was honored today earlier to receive the Legislator of the Year award by the Ohio AFL-CIO, and it's a great honor to be recognized by those folks who built America, who created the middle class, who take care of the sick, who fix our streets, who put out the fires, who build our homes, those who created the 40-hour work week and gave us the weekend. And so what we owe in response, well, it's certainly a bipartisan effort, and it's not a Democratic or Republican issue, it's an American issue, that we need to put Americans back to work, and you do it by creating what I said earlier today when I accepted that award, a Marshall Plan for this country, to invest in our people, in our workers, the people who built this country and made us strong and defended us in wars, who fought and taught and gave us the future that we now have. What we need to do is reinvest in them. I said we have an economic stimulus, and I'm looking at them. It is the American worker. It is the members of organized labor. It's the men and women who go to work every day and build this country and make it great, and we need to invest in them. Close to the State House here in my district in Columbus was a UAW plant, a Delphi, formerly GM plant. Over 5,000 people worked in that plant at one point. Well, they made, one of their products was a door latch. Well, that door latch started becoming made in China. And somewhere in Washington, they created legislation that said we can accept more defective products now, and we'll take those in. And we created even more of an unequal playing field. Buying products from slave wages and totalitarian governments, and those 5,000 jobs are gone. And what we need to do is recreate and rethink how we spend our dollars. Our tax dollars need to be spent in America, in Ohio, and that's what we'll do in this budget and with this economic stimulus package.